Do you mind talking a little bit about how this running relates to your sobriety and how maybe you came to that point or how they intersected?
Absolutely. How does the running is a big piece of my recovery. It's not something I depend on for my recovery. When I say recovery, I mean recovery from alcohol and drug abuse, or addiction rather. Running can't be the answer to my recovery because I'm gonna get injured.
All right, so it's 100 miles roughly, and how long do you have to run 100 miles?
So that's a good question. That describes what kind of race you're running. Because each race has a cutoff time period. We talked about Barkley. I don't know. You've got a lot of hours to finish Barkley, right? Because it's a really difficult race.
So if you're running 100 miles, I'm imagining there's a lot of misery involved with some of that.
There is. It's a different kind of misery. You really need to consider the difference between discomfort and pain if you want to get through it, I think. Because discomfort is something that's very acceptable and temporary. And so...
Don't keep going,
bubbling.
for God's sakes. All right.
Sometimes these are a little bit hard to get on, so they're kind of difficult to switch mid-race, you know. But they do. And usually sometimes it's a good idea to switch mid-race if they're really wet. If they're they get full of sand, sticks, pebbles, all kinds of shit that you wouldn't believe the amount of things that can get in your socks.
So what prompted the writing of the book?
It's funny because you usually don't get good ideas when you're running 100-mile races. But when I was running the race in 2014, and I was just, as you're running, you talk to people, of course, other people running it, and I'm talking to a guy who, the week before, he was working with natives in the Amazon, or somebody else who's running it because of a dead friend, or whatever, and I just thought everybody running this thing is a novel unto itself. And I thought I like to document things. That's just something I like to do. I like to photograph. I like to write things down. And so I said, I need to tell some of these stories. And the most important thing I could do was get the race director's cooperation. He's a good friend of mine, but in fact, I said, I need to talk to you about a book idea. And it's kind of ironic, though, that we were on the trail doing some trail maintenance work on a volunteer week, and he was running a chainsaw cutting trees off the trail, and I was moving them off. I was his what they would call your sawyer. That's not the right word. I can't remember the right word now, but we were walking trail with chainsaws and the actual trail that the race is on, and I said, okay, if I don't have your